Welcome to 2016 Newt's News. I am a Jew and I'm going to be bringing you Jewish news throughout the year, and I wish we could start January with something far, far happier than this. More funerals in the new year in Israel of the two victims of a New Year deadly shooting in a Tel Aviv bar. At the time of the burials, the police were still searching for the alleged shooter, who was named as 29-year-old Nashat Melham, an Israeli Arab. His motives unclear. Closed-circuit video caught the killer spraying the area with gunfire as patrons rushed to get away when two people were killed with many more injured. You can see him putting a bag down on a shopping trolley. Now, my question is this a criminal act or is it terrorism? Then, this week, two Palestinians tried to stab Israeli soldiers at a checkpoint in the West Bank before being shot themselves. 21 Israelis and one US citizen have died since October of last year. Finally, Nashat was captured this week. Sadly, he died in a battle with the police, so we're not sure if we'll ever really understand what this man did or why.
In a matter of seconds, it doesn't matter, you can live months and months and months, and then one day you go out with your friends for coffee, and just a couple of seconds, everything is different. Your life is different. From that moment on, your life will never be the same. Women lost their sons, people lost their husbands, their children. It's heartbreaking, and it's ridiculous that this could have happened, because you think you're in Israel, you think you're in the safest place in the world, but it happens right here where you live.
This was a shock to the Tel Aviv community, who had all but escaped the worst of the violence that was seen in Jerusalem and around the occupied territories. Let's hope we can mop these tears quickly and get the city of peace and love back on its feet and open for a wonderful community to enjoy. Is it any wonder that with incitement at its height, a material being fed to both Palestinians and Muslims across the world, that we're seeing such energy forced against Jews? It is reminiscent of Nazi propaganda. And a fond farewell now to a teacher who has inspired an entire generation.
He's touched the lives of thousands of people.
So often is the case that it's not until somebody passes away that we genuinely understand the beauty of the individual, and so it was with Charles Slucki this week when I discovered what an amazing person who has touched thousands of people all over the world.
Charles Slucki was a renowned drama teacher and a one-time Victorian Teacher of the Year, but his lessons about living were what really made a difference.
How many students told me that they would be in jail if not for my dad?
Known as Sluggo, he was the son of Holocaust survivors and grew up in Carlton's Jewish community. From a young age, he loved acting.
I developed this love of helping people along a journey. For me, it was through theatre, but it could have been through anything.
Nathan Werdiger, one of the greatest Melbourne philanthropists, passes away at 93. And another hero too also passes away.
This is so cool for us. It really is cool. I've not been here for 30 years, and it's fucking great.
And a musical genius that so many of us loved. I saw him first in 2000. People have been sharing their thoughts about Bowie all week, and they will throughout this year. We have lost an absolute giant of the industry. But as Melbourne band Yidkor points out, Bowie used Nazi imagery which brought about a perception that he may be anti-Semitic. Really?
We'll give a great show. It's going to be a fabulous show. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Here he is in Israel in 1996. There's no doubt that Bowie was influenced by the unknown, Kabbalah, to Tibetan spirituality. Here he is towards the end of his career and his life, foreshadowing his own death.
Look up here, I'm in heaven.
You certainly don't have to be Jewish to enjoy Fiddler on the Roof. And this isn't the first, nor will it be the last production to be seen of one of the world's greatest musicals of all time.
If I were a bitty, bitty rich, idle, diddle, diddle, diddle man, I'd build a
big tall house with rooms by the dozen right in the middle of the town. A real tin roof and fine wooden floors below.
There would be one long staircase just going up, and one even longer coming down, and one more leading nowhere. Just for show.
Anthony Warlow really does pull off an amazing Tevye, and he's not alone with great performances, with the Melbourne Israeli singer Lior playing a magnificent Mottel the Tailor. It's well worth a visit, playing until the end of February here in Melbourne. Get yourself a ticket and become part of what is a great history, something I have grown up with, because I recall seeing Fiddler on the Roof almost every single year of my life. And who can believe that the original movie is still so fresh as it was then?
In 1971, a motion picture opened all over the world that was destined to become one of the most successful musicals of all time. Based on a legend, proclaimed a classic, it has become a tradition.